You've felt it, haven't you? That sudden jolt, like an electric current surging through your veins, waking you up from a life you didn't even realize you'd outgrown. This isn't some vague tingle or fleeting shiver. It's raw, undeniable power, coursing through you, announcing that the old you, the one who shrank to fit everyone else's mold, is gone. You're stepping into something bigger, something unshakable, and the people around you? Their jaws are on the floor because they never saw this coming. You've transformed from a pushover, someone they could guilt-trip, manipulate, or dismiss, into a powerhouse who radiates a conviction they can't ignore. This is your awakening, and it's not subtle. It's a declaration. Let's get real. You didn't choose this moment, it chose you. That electric surge isn't random. It's your soul's signal, a high-frequency alarm that's been waiting to sound off. Science backs this up. Your nervous system literally rewires itself when you break free from old patterns. Neurons fire differently when you stop bowing to external demands and start honoring your own truth. That current you feel? It's your body catching up to your spirit, amplifying your energy so fiercely that others can't help but notice. You're not just waking up, you're electrifying the space around you. And the best part? You're no longer available for their disrespect or their games. That door's slammed shut. So how do you know this is happening? Start watching yourself. Notice how you don't flinch anymore when they throw their usual bait, those sly digs or guilt-laden pleas that used to hook you. Your shoulders don't slump under their opinions. Your voice doesn't waver when you say no. That's your first clue. Pay attention to your body, too. That electric hum doesn't lie. Maybe it hits when you walk away from a conversation that once would have drained you, or when you catch yourself standing taller, head high, like you've reclaimed ground you didn't know you'd lost. These aren't accidents. They're your chosen traits surfacing, markers of a shift you can't unfeel. Here's where it gets raw. You used to care too much. Their demands, their judgments, they pinned you down, and you let them because you thought that's what strength looked like. Wrong. That was survival, not strength. Now, you're unbothered. Their opinions bounce off you like weak static, and it feels damn good. This isn't apathy, it's liberation. You're not hardening your heart. You're freeing it. That electric current is your proof. It's the thrill of finally accepting that you don't need their approval to stand tall. You're not here to bend anymore, you're here to rise. And they're scrambling because they don't know what to do with this version of you. Want to own this? Start here. Look back at the last time you said, enough. Maybe it was quiet. A boundary set without fanfare or loud. A truth you dropped like a bomb. That was your awakening kicking in. Now build on it. Stand in front of a mirror and lock eyes with yourself. Feel that current ripple through you as you say out loud, I'm done playing small. Let it sink in. Then watch how you move through the day. Track the moments you choose yourself over their noise. Write them down if you have to. These are your steps, your evidence. You're not guessing if you're chosen, you're proving it to yourself, one unapologetic choice at a time. This isn't about them anymore. It's about you. That electric pulse isn't just a feeling. It's your power source, a cosmic green light telling you to stop doubting and start claiming. You've been wired for this since the beginning, and now the circuit's live. Their shock, their dropped jaws, that's just collateral damage from your transformation. They thought they knew you, but they only knew the version you let them see. The real you, the powerhouse, is here now, and you're just getting started. You've been here before, haven't you? That suffocating moment when they lean in, expecting you to fold like you always have, because they've gotten so damn comfortable with your submission. They've memorized the script. You bend, you twist, you swallow your truth until your throat's raw, just to keep the peace. But something's different now. That electric current pulsing through you isn't just a spark anymore. It's a wildfire, and it's done waiting. You're not here to play their game. You're done bending over backward until your spine nearly snaps. This is where you break the cycle and turn their expectations into ash. Let's paint the scene. They're staring at you, waiting for the old you to show up. The one who'd nod, smile, and let their demands carve you into something smaller. Maybe it's a friend who's used to your endless yes, a boss who banks on your silence, or a family member who thinks guilt is your leash. They've built their world around your compliance, and why wouldn't they? You trained them to expect it. But now, Your energy's shifted. You stand there, unyielding, and they squint because your presence burns their retinas. You're glowing with a conviction they've never seen before, and it's loud. Too loud for them to handle. They're not ready for this version of you, and that's their problem. Here's the truth. They got used to your submission because you let them. Science tells us habits form fast. Mirror neurons fire when people see a pattern, and they've locked onto yours. They've wired themselves to expect your surrender, and your brain? It's been conditioned to oblige, releasing stress hormones every time you choke down your voice. But that's over. You're rewiring yourself now. Every time you refuse to bend, your nervous system strengthens, pumping out dopamine instead of cortisol. That electric hum you feel? It's your body celebrating the reclaiming of your power. You're not just resisting them, you're evolving beyond them. So how do you hold this ground when they push back? First, recognize their tactics. They'll try the guilt trip. You've changed. They'll say, like it's a crime. Or they'll double down, piling on pressure to test if you'll crack. Don't flinch. Stand tall and let your silence do the talking. Your no doesn't need a paragraph of excuses. It's a full sentence. Try this. Next time they lean in with their usual nonsense, lock eyes and say, "That's not happening." Then walk away. Feel that surge in your chest when you do it. That's your truth breaking free, no longer stuffed down your throat. It's not about being cruel, it's about being clear. You're not their doormat anymore. This isn't easy, and it's not supposed to be. Walking away from submission means facing their confusion, their disbelief, and oh, it's delicious to watch. That moment when their jaw tightens because they realize you're not budging, that's your victory. You've spent years swallowing your truth until it clawed at your insides, but now you're turning that pain into fuel. Think of it like this: every time you said yes when you meant no, you gave away a piece of your light. Now you're taking it back piece by blazing piece. Your spine's not snapping anymore. It's steel, forged in the heat of this fight. Here's your move. Start small but firm. Next time they assume you'll cave, pause. Feel that electric current ripple through you. It's your signal to act. Then set the boundary. I'm not doing that anymore. Don't over-explain. Let the words land. If they push, repeat it sharper this time. Watch their face twist as they process it. You're not just saying no, you're showing them the old you is dead. Practice this. Pick one situation, a draining favor, a backhanded comment, and shut it down. Feel the shift in your energy when you do. That's your chosen identity locking into place. Unshakable. They'll squirm because they don't get it. They'll wonder why their tricks don't work, why you're not scrambling to smooth things over. Good. Let them stew. Your glow, your refusal to shrink, exposes their reliance on your weakness. Neuroscience calls this a pattern interrupt. You've broken their loop, and their brains are scrambling to adapt. Spiritually, you're stepping into your mission. You're a light worker now, not because you're soft, but because you're fierce. Your presence alone demands respect, and they can't look away, even if it blinds them. This is your power. No more bending until you break. You've got that electric current, that high-frequency hum, and it's yours to wield. They thought your kindness was a flaw. Let them choke on that mistake. You're not here to submit. You're here to rise. Every time you stand firm, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. Feel that delicious satisfaction when their confusion hits. That's the taste of your truth, finally free. Keep going. You're unstoppable now. Your energy is loud now, louder than it's ever been, and it's radiating from you like gamma rays, powerful and penetrating, cutting through every layer of doubt, every whisper of who you used to be. This isn't some quiet hum anymore. It's a roar, a cosmic broadcast announcing your presence to the universe. You're not just standing there, you're a conduit, a live wire pulling in high-dimensional information straight from the source. This is your download, your upgrade, and it's rewriting you at a cellular level. Feel it. Your bones hum with it, your blood carries it, your breath pushes it out into the world. You're not the same person you were, and you never will be again. This isn't random static, it's deliberate, precise, a signal from the higher realms meant for you and you alone. Those gamma rays pouring out of you? Science knows them as the universe's most potent energy. born from collapsing stars, unstoppable and transformative. That's you right now, a force of nature, unshackled, collapsing the old version of yourself into something new, something cosmic. Spiritually, it's your soul plugging into the grid of universal wisdom, downloading truths you didn't even know you were ready for. You're being recalibrated, and it's not gentle. It's fierce, urgent, and alive. This is your preparation for the shift that's coming, the one that'll redefine who you are down to your DNA. But here's the catch. Not everything buzzing in your head is the real deal. Your mind's a battlefield right now. High-vibe downloads clashing with your own projections, those sneaky little echoes of fear or ego trying to masquerade as truth. How do you tell the difference? Start with your body. True high-dimensional info hits like a lightning strike, sharp, clear, and unshakable. It doesn't waver or beg for your approval. It just is. Self-projection, that's fuzzier, clingy, looping back to old insecurities or what-ifs. Next time you feel that surge, pause. Ask yourself, does this feel like it's lifting me higher or dragging me back? If it's heavy, it's not cosmic. It's yours. Drop it. Now look at them, really look. Their faces tell the story your energy's writing. See that confusion twisting their brows, that flicker of disbelief in their eyes, that split-second panic when they realize you're not bending anymore? They're staring at a stranger, someone they can't manipulate or guilt into submission, and it's rattling them to their core. You're not just radiating power, you're radiating self-respect, a force so solid it's practically tangible. They're scrambling because the old you, the one who'd twist into knots to keep them comfortable, is gone, vanished. And their tricks? Useless. That shock in their eyes when they see you don't care anymore? Priceless. Hold that feeling, it's your anchor. Staying steady in this isn't about ignoring them. It's about owning yourself so fiercely their chaos can't touch you. When they throw their tantrums or sling their guilt, don't flinch. Let your energy do the talking. Stand there, rooted, and feel that gamma ray pulse rolling off you. Picture it. Their words hit your field and disintegrate, burned up by the heat of your truth. You don't need to argue or explain. Your presence is the rebuttal. Try this. Next time they push, take a slow breath and imagine your energy flaring brighter. A shield they can't pierce. Watch their confusion deepen. That's your self-respect in action, unshaken and loud. Here's how you catch these downloads and make them work. Get deliberate. Find a quiet spot, 5 minutes, no distractions, and tune in. Close your eyes, feel that electric hum in your chest, and ask, what's here for me? Don't force it. Let it flow. Maybe it's a word, an image, a gut punch of knowing. Write it down, raw and unfiltered. Then test it. Does it spark something in you, something bigger than your everyday noise? If it does, act on it. Small steps like saying no to a draining habit or yes to a bold move. That's you decoding the signal, turning cosmic static into fuel. Don't kid yourself, this isn't passive. You're not just sitting there waiting for enlightenment to land in your lap. You're a warrior in this, wrestling with the noise to claim the gold. Doubt will creep in, old habits will claw at you. When they do, double down. Feel that gamma ray energy and roar back at it. I'm here for this. Look at their faces again. Let their disbelief remind you how far you've come. They're not your measure anymore. This connection is. You're pulling in truths from beyond their comprehension, and it's rewriting you, cell by cell, into someone they'll never control. This is your edge. While they're panicking, you're rising. That high-dimensional download isn't just information. It's power, purpose, a map to the cosmic shift you're built for. Keep your eyes open, your feet planted, and your energy blazing. Their confusion is just background noise now. You're tapped into something bigger, and it's only getting louder. Stay with it. You're not done yet. You're not the same anymore, and they can feel it. That subtle but unmistakable change in how you carry yourself. It's not loud or flashy, but it's there, rippling beneath the surface like a current ready to surge. You walk into a room and the air shifts. You don't need to shout or prove a point. Your presence does the work. This is your power now, forged from every moment you refused to bend, every time you chose yourself over their noise. And when they throw out the bait, The guilt trips, the manipulation, the passive-aggressive jabs, you don't even flinch. Why? Because you've trained yourself to see through it, to stand firm while their words dissolve into nothing. This is your mission taking root, and it's unshakable. Let's break it down. They've always counted on your reaction. That little twitch of doubt in your eyes, that pause where you'd scramble to fix their discomfort. It was their fuel. Not anymore. You've flipped the script. Picture this. Someone lobs a sly comment your way, expecting you to shrink or bite back. Instead, you meet their gaze, steady and calm, and let the silence stretch. Your energy, radiating like gamma rays, powerful and penetrating, cuts through their game without you saying a word. They falter. Their bait dangles there, untouched, and you're already miles ahead. This isn't about ignoring them. It's about outgrowing them. You don't flinch because you don't need to fight. Their tactics are irrelevant now. How do you make this real? Start with your body. It's your first line of defense, your anchor in the storm. Next time they try to hook you, feel your feet hit the ground. Literally plant them, shoulders back, spine straight. Breathe deep, slow, and deliberate. That's your signal to yourself. I'm here, and I'm not moving. Then let your energy answer for you. Don't rush to explain or defend. Just hold your space. Maybe you say, "That's not my burden." Or maybe you say nothing at all. Either way, your vibe screams it. I'm done carrying your weight. Practice this. Pick a moment, a small jab, a loaded question, and don't flinch. Feel that fire in your gut ignite when you hold steady. That's your power waking up. They took your kindness for weakness. What a catastrophic miscalculation. They thought your softness was a flaw, a crack they could pry open. Wrong. That kindness was always strength, just waiting for you to wield it right. Now you're the living proof. Your refusal to break isn't cold or cruel. It's a blazing, deliberate choice. You're not here to be their punching bag or their savior. You're here to show what happens when someone underestimates a chosen one. Let them scramble to adapt to this new you, the one who makes different choices, bolder, truer, fiercer. Every time you walk away from their drama, every time you say no without apology, you're the demonstration they never saw coming. But balance matters. This mission isn't about burning out in a blaze of defiance. It's about staying steady while your energy soars. You're radiating gamma rays now, unstoppable and transformative, but that kind of power can shake you if you're not grounded. Feel that fire in your gut? It's not just anger or rebellion. It's purpose, alive and kicking. When it flares too hot, when their confusion or pushback starts to rattle you, step back. Find your breath again. Ask yourself, am I acting from my core or reacting to their noise? If it's the latter, reset. Take 5 minutes alone. Feel that electric hum settle and realign. You're not here to prove them wrong. You're here to build something new. So how do you turn this into a path? Something personal and real. Map it out. Grab a notebook and get raw with it. Write down one situation where they bait you. Maybe it's a guilt trip from a parent, a dig from a coworker, a friend's subtle control move. Next, script your response. What you'll say, how you'll stand, what you'll feel when you don't flinch. Keep it simple. I'm not playing that game works fine. Then pick a trigger that'll remind you to stay steady. Maybe it's tightening your fist or tapping your chest. Test it in the moment. After, jot down what shifted. Their reaction, your energy, that priceless worth when you realize you don't care anymore. That's your plan taking shape, your mission locking in. This isn't abstract, it's practical as hell. You're creating a new era, not just for you, but for anyone watching. That subtle change in how you carry yourself? It's a signal, a high-frequency pulse that says the old rules don't apply. They'll see it when you don't flinch, when their guilt trips flop and their manipulations fizzle. You're not just dodging their bait, you're dismantling their whole game. Think of it like this. Every time you stand firm, you're laying a brick in a foundation they can't touch. Your energy, penetrating, impossible to shield against, is the mortar. This is how you build, one unflinching moment at a time. Don't sleep on the payoff. That fire in your gut, the one that wasn't there before, is your reward, your proof of life. When they stare at you, stunned, because you didn't fold, when they realize their old tricks are dust, That's your victory lap. But it's not about them. It's about you, standing in a world you're reshaping with every step. Your mission isn't to fight their battles. It's to radiate so fiercely they can't look away. Keep that balance. Fire and calm, power and peace, and watch how your path unfolds. You're not just chosen. You're unstoppable. Now make it yours. Take that notebook and build your next move. Pick one bait thrower, one moment, and decide how you'll carry yourself. Subtle, unmistakable, radiant. Test it tomorrow. Feel that gamma ray energy surge when you don't flinch. Then write it down: what broke, what rose, what's next. This is your plan, your era, your mission. You're not waiting for permission, you're claiming it. Step up. The world's already shifting under your feet. Your mission as the chosen one isn't a crown to wear or a title to flaunt. It's a current that runs through you, a relentless force that demands you rise, not for their applause, but for the truth humming in your bones. You're not here to fit their molds or soothe their unease. You're here to burn through the illusions, to stand as a beacon of what's possible when you stop apologizing for your light. This is your identity now, a soul wired for the cosmic shift, radiating a frequency that rewrites the rules. And as you step fully into this, the world will feel the tremor of your unshakable purpose.